meeting. I'd like to acknowledge that the land on which we gather is the traditional territory of the Ktunaxa, the Syilx, and the Snakes people, and is home to the Métis and many diverse Aboriginal persons. We honor their connection to the land and rivers and respect the importance of the environment to our strength as a community. First item up is the consent agenda recommendation that the Nelson Police Board accept the consent agenda as presented. There's a number of things there. Does anybody have anything that they feel that they need to pull out to discuss separately?
The
financial report.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too.
Okay, holding the financial report aside, then looking at items 2A, B, C, E, F, G, and H. Is there a motion for approval of that under the consent agenda?
I'll move that.
Moved by Devin, seconded. Okay, and all in favor? And that carries. Okay, so looking at the financial report, which is on page 6. Jane.
Yeah, I just wanted an explanation of a couple of things that were, like the budget's over.
Yeah.
So far to date, and there's always a good reason, but I don't always understand it unless I ask. So
For sure.
So operations would be the first one. Police admin, and then police training.
Police training is over. I don't know what police admin. Those would just be the course and the conferences, I would assume, right, Shiloh?
Yes, correct.
The police ops side is over because we had an increase in regards to JIBC when we sent recruits. And as a result of recruits, we went and sent 2 of them this year. So that's an automatic 22,000 recruit that we have to pay additional to. So that increases the budget by 44,000 right there, sending 2 recruits. In relation to the ops admin fees, those are just the conferences that we wound up paying, and we haven't really gone to that many, so I don't know what's happened there. I don't know, Shiloh.
Quick, fine.
So just
Unless I'm missing something in regards to admin fees.
So just to be clear, so the police training is the recruits going to the JI?
Yeah, so that gets put into that actuals. So the budget there was 78,000, and then we had the 44,000 addition to it. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong line.
I'm confused about that. Yeah, I think Jane, you're asking about line 122020012, right? Police training.
Yes, that's the one she's asking. Yeah, that's where exactly goes to training.
Okay.
68,000 budget line. We're gone over 40, 22 each for each of the members.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, and then the investigation expenses.
Yes. So some of that's transcription.
Yes.
Most of it's transcription because of the cost of us having our packages get prepared for the Crown's office before they get submitted. So when the members are submitting reports and whatnot, they have to be transcribed, and that's the cost.
So is that unexpected then, or?
No, that was the same thing last year around this time. Was about the same. What happens is they haven't increased the budget line. Match that up.
So that'll be increased for next year, so it's more reflective of actual costs.
I think we meet with them at the end of this month.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's next month, right?
That would be a good one, because if it's over by that much, we should.
Yeah, and I know last year we asked the question about, was there any other place that we could have this transcription done? Because it seems like there's a little bit of a, for lack of a better word, monopoly on police transcription services, and that there's not very many of them, and so we're all at the mercy of whatever they decide is the going rate. But is there any chance that there's any other ones out there? I guess, I mean, that's,
we already looked at that, and I think that Expedite's probably one of the most efficient, and probably one of the ones that meet the mandate in regards to having that transcription prepared the right way for legal documentation.
yeah, so those on the budget committee will have to, you're on budget, I believe,
I
Devin?
believe so, yeah.
Yeah. Any other lines, Jane?
Well, just that holiday relief dispatcher, so that's like, it sounds like it's already an anticipated cost that you would have somebody in for holiday relief. But that's over budget. Is that because of less staffing or?
What I recall from last year, usually it's more because our full timers are less. It is more staffing. I don't know.
That is also the line item for second desk.
That's
So
right.
for the second desk, and so it's there 40 hours a week in addition to any sick coverage, vacation coverage for the full timers.
Okay.
It looks like the regular dispatch is only at 50% of it or 52% of its budget for this year, so.
Right.
That's usually
Yeah, it
how
seems
it
like
locks
a bit
out.
It seems to
Yeah,
me-
it seems a bit
Yeah.
odd.
It seems to
Yeah.
kind of balance out a little,
Yeah.
still a little bit over, but.
So holiday relief works full-time and overtime.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Devin. Did that
Those
answer your
were all my
questions?
questions.
Those are your questions as
Yeah.
well?
This really is going to be the fastest meeting.
Okay, so financial report has been reviewed. Is there someone who would like to move the financial report now? Moved by Jane, seconded by Lena. All in favor? Great. Excellent. Okay, moving on to item number 3, presentations audience with the board. We have no one here today. Item number 4, public participation. The police board will permit comments from the public on issues the board is presently dealing with or on any other issues that is of interest to the general public. Comments from individual members of the public will be limited to 5 minutes and a maximum allotted time will be 15 minutes in total. Councillor Payne, as the only member of the public
Just
in,
here as an observer, friendly observer.
okay, no question, no comment. Okay,
Always questions, but I'm just writing it down.
okay. So, well, we do want to hear your questions at some point.
Yes.
So then, seeing no public, there's no business arising from previous minutes. Directors, any reports?
I can just quickly report that I just finished the governance training.
Oh, excellent.
About a week ago and passed all my quizzes, so it's official now. It was comprehensive and, it was a bit painful to do 4 times 4-hour sessions on virtually, but other than that, I think it was really high quality and the discussions were excellent. And I'm just going to share with you my 3 commitments because you had to make 3 commitments by the end. So one was ask questions to help prioritize with policy updates. Another one was to have conversations about formalizing what's called a risk register, about the risks that the department face. I think that's something that we sometimes talk about informally, but don't know that there's a formal system. Shiloh may very well have the formal system, but and then the other one, which Councillor Payne might be interested in, is just that council relationship building.
I'm here.
Yeah, which is great, but also, having conversations and whatnot.
But we did get invited to lunch, right?
Yes.
We
Excellent. I have just one question, Jane, because I'm sure that you gave them feedback about the time. Was it just worth it to do the 4 hours, the 4 times and just get it over with? Or would you see, like, how easy do you think it would be if it had been, say, like 6 sessions that were 2.5 hours each? Now, you guys have both taken, like, do you think you would have been able to find that continuous amount of being able to do like over a longer period of time, shorter days?
I know personally that I could have found that time. It was hard to give up half a work day. 2 hours was a little bit easier. But also kind of after 2.5 hours, I don't know that I'm actually retaining anything. Like I just kind of, I'd be doing this. Like it's just too much
Right.
sitting with no substantial break in there. Like that was what I found really hard too. That was actually my only complaint about it as well.
Yeah, for the most part, it worked for me because I'm retired and I have time.
Yeah.
But I do agree with Devin that some sessions, especially when it was just them giving you information, so there was no interaction. Like when we were interacting and stuff, you take in more, and also it doesn't seem so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if they have tweaked it since the feedback,
Right.
but I felt like there was interaction with each session.
Okay,
And that
yeah.
definitely helped. I agree, 4 hours is just a long time, and it's a long time to take out of a workday. And I also recognize that probably getting people together for more dates would also be a logistic headache and probably difficult to commit to consecutive sessions. So I don't know, I don't really have another suggestion. I just know that it was, it was hard slogging. Yeah, for sure.
Just interesting. I'm sure that you guys, you're all great people, so I know you'll probably give them feedback, but it's one of those things like, obviously, the bio breaker, whatever is important that they build into that. I think sometimes presenters get carried away and forget that, that you don't really just want to get up and leave your computer and walk away because you don't know if you're going to miss something that's really vital.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. And I have nothing particular to report. There's nothing that's crossed my desk that I think is particularly relevant or new right now. So, and then new business late items. We've got 8A, the EDI committee.
I wasn't there last meeting, so.
You were not there. I was trying to think about what is it that we accomplished, like I know we got some information from Jack about her, what do you call it, the hot dog day, and that you and your wife were there. Yeah. So we talked a little bit about that they're going to do more of that.
Yeah,
Right?
my hot dog day got canceled.
Yeah, but she also mentioned you doing presentations there at the hub and how that was well received and that, so that things that people are doing. Yeah, I find sometimes there's just so much discussion happening. So there was a lot of talk about the booklet that you had shared from Ontario.
I don't know how that went over.
Well, we had mixed responses. I think that's what it was. And, so for me, I found that a little bit frustrating because that's just a start. That's just a guide. So for the committee to spend so much time just tearing it apart, like, you know what I mean? Like, I just get a little frustrated with that kind of stuff because we're all there working together.
Mhm.
And, but I think generally there was support like that. I said I learned stuff because I said you look at me and you think, oh, Indian, Hindu, whatever. Like I'm not. I'm more in common with Western culture than I do with my own culture. So there are lots of things I learned from just looking at this booklet that talks about the different faiths and what's important to them and so on. So yeah, I thought that was very useful. And then we're going to try and meet again in December.
So is that it's like the plan for this committee every 2 months or so to meet?
Every other month, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, what's the reference to hot dog day?
Yeah, thank you.
It was
Oh.
just building relationships. So Jack organized a hot dog day at the hub.
Okay.
So we could, and so we talked a little bit about publicizing that a bit more. Like there was not enough information about it and stuff. It didn't work for me. I know I got some information about it, but it didn't work for me.
Mm-hmm.
They do it. It's something that they actually do there quite often, particularly during the summer.
Yeah.
On Saturdays, they have hot dogs, and so it's just it's a great time that a person can go in, and so there's more people there. It's not like you're in there kind of like you would be there like I'm on the police board or
Yeah, exactly.
so you're actually doing something.
Yeah,
right.
And getting to know the people.
And then it's just an opportunity to get to know the.
It's about building relationships.
Yeah, okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
So that was the main purpose, yeah.
So, well, that's great. So December, you think you guys might meet again?
Yeah, well, the other thing that came up was, I think that some people can't make it, so I brought up the idea of having alternates, like, so, you know, when Sue was away she's on the board, like, I'm her alternate, so I actually went to the board meeting. It was really fun for me, and it wasn't that hard to do. So that idea was in my head, like, so if the EDs are too busy, like, they should have another senior management person that they can send to the EDI meetings.
Right.
It was just a suggestion. It didn't go anywhere, but it's just there as an idea. Because there's people who can't come.
Right.
Good idea.
It's a bit frustrating if it's only the same 3 or 4 people who meet.
I will try to come in December if I see that meeting, just to come to one, just to see.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and talking about meetings, sorry, Charlotte, did we settle on a date for the next West Kootenai?
Yeah, that is November.
I think I'm on here.
I'll tell you what it is.
For people to make sure they've got it in their
Yeah.
calendars.
Have you informed us? Like, did we?
Yes.
Yeah, so just like, I just
Yeah.
might as well ask that now and get it in your calendar,
Yeah,
instead of
what-
waiting until next
In
month.
November what?
Yeah, it is
22nd.
22nd at
On
1.
the 22nd. Thank you
22nd?
for the invite, Charlotte.
November 22nd at 1 p.m.
I like those calendar invites because then I'm like, oh, there's a thing on my calendar that I would otherwise have missed.
Well, I'm gonna put that in there. I'm gonna remember that's my brother turned 75 that day.
Oh, wow.
Okay, great. And so, thank you for reporting on that meeting, Lena. And then 8B, we have the December 2023 meeting. And so I think I asked Charlotte to maybe put this on to see whether or not we wanted to meet in December. How's everybody feeling? So that's the 13th of December. Do people feel that they're going to be right into the Christmas, or?
I mean, Christmas doesn't really start for me till the next week anyway, for like my family or whatever. I feel like we'll be doing budget stuff, won't we?
Budget will be done. It has to come to council by November. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the plan. I mean, we have budget, doesn't have to be formally done. Carol and I just went over this until March, but most of the budget, but it could be that council has some concerns that they could be sending back to the December meeting.
Yeah.
But,
I like meetings close to Christmas, make it festive and have some extra food or something.
okay, so festive meeting on that date.
Yeah, perfect. Treats.
Treats. I like treats.
It's also having our monthly meetings a way to keep down the overall
Yes,
time. If we don't meet, we'll have a doozy of a meeting in January,
that's
right?
so true.
Okay, perfect. So then we'll just leave that there on the 13th. Great. And so our next meeting is, the recommendation is the next regular meeting is on November the 8th at 4:30. And is there a mover of that? Good, seconder, all in favor? Great. And if I could have a motion to adjourn. Moved. Thank you, Lena. And all in favor? Great. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Leslie, for joining.